Well, hey, good evening. Welcome back to my little gardening show. Tonight we're out at the garden. The onions are pretty well ready. We want to get them out of the ground before they start rotting. Prior years I've waited too long, and then it rained and ended up not being real good for the onions towards the time they were ripe. So I'm going to show you how we're going about this. So as you can see, most of them are pretty big. The tops have started to turn just a little bit. Got some nice bulbs about baseball size. Now, what some people do is they will pull the onions out of the ground and just leave them there for a couple days and let things dry out that way. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to pull them out of the ground, and then I'm actually going to trim the tops off. I'm not going to try to bother with drying the tops out completely and then trying to braid them and all that business. I've done that before, but some of these, they're still pretty thick in the stem, and it just takes forever for them to completely dry out to the point that you can store them and not worry about them without them rotting. What I've found that's worked better, at least this past month, is just going about 2 inches up on that little stem, and or maybe even an inch, but about an inch or two up, and just cutting the tops off and then putting them out to dry, and they cure a lot faster. And I don't know if they'll, as far as keeping, how well they'll keep relative to if I try to cure them another way, but we're gonna let them set out and dry that way for a little while. And then what I'll probably end up doing, honestly, is just as I have time, is process them and get them in freezer bags and put them in the freezer so that I've got like ready packs I can just pull out, and then we'll use them for fresh eating and all of that. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've got the baskets on the picnic table. I've got my that looks pretty good, bud. What is that? Tomatoes? Yeah, I'm loving that. I've got my half bushel baskets on the table. I'm gonna have the kids pull onions, bring them to me. I'm gonna trim the tops off and put them into baskets. So let's get started. Alright, so the kids are taking their sweet little time. Now you could probably pull 2 at a time. Hey, Selah, you want to shake them too, okay? Get that dirt off. Try to clean them up a bit. This is a little bit on the smaller side. They're going to bring them to me, and again, I'm gonna trim them right about here. You got to shake the dirt off, bud.
No, I tried.
Alright, so they've brought several over. I'll get these Fisker pruners, and again, I'm just kind of cutting the tops off, trimming the roots off, and then when we get them at home, I'm just going to have them sit out, and then those tops will dry. Good job, those look good.
Look at this one.
Yeah, that's a nice one. So I got some catching up to do. Alright, so they've harvested a good amount. There's still probably a quarter to a third of the onions to harvest.
There's about a row left.
I've trimmed up a half bushel of yellow onions. We've got probably another half bushel there, and I've got a few here.
Oh, we found maybe
Here, let's show them how we're doing this. Keep your finger away from that lens. Okay, ready? So I'm just kind of going through here like so, kind of going up and just cutting that top off. And then I'm trimming up the roots, getting that off.
And we're shaking the dirt off.
And then we're going to put that on a table, and then this end will dry out.
And all that'll be left is the onion.
Here's another one. This is a nice one.
That one's the biggest one. It's bigger than store-bought.
Let's trim the roots off of that. And let's come right where it's wanting to bend. We'll cut that off. There we go. Another nice one. Yeah, right up there, baby.
Whoa. So you just keep on doing this?
Yeah, trim these up. That way we're not... Look at all these tops on the ground there.
I mean, that's at least 100.
So we don't want to haul that home.
No.
Here's another one.
You just snap it off and then snap the bottom roots off.
Yep, that's all there is to it. We just got to find a place for these to dry. These tops to dry a little bit. And then, you see the little frog you guys got?
Yes. Frog. His name is George.
George the frog. What is it, baby?
George.
And you're going to see what baby's doing. Right, so we just finished up trimming up all the onions. We ended up with about 1.5 bushels. And that was in like out of 6. Well, really it was double rows, but I guess that'd be 6 rows. About 20-foot rows. We got 1.5 bushels. So it kind of gives me an idea of what we could get. You can see where the grass kind of started taking over here towards the end. We might walk through there and see if there's any more onions hiding. But overall, pretty happy with the harvest. I mean, they're all pretty decent size. I mean, stuff you get at a grocery store.
And some of them, like, usually we use half an onion. So we could use like these.
Yeah, the smaller ones. There's some smaller ones.
And then there's big ones.
There's some larger ones.
And then there's very small ones.
They're all pretty good. We didn't get many reds though. I didn't plant as many reds this year.
Yeah, I love red.
Yeah. Now, overall, we got a pretty good harvest of onions. Probably have some more time, or enough time to grow another round if we wanted to. So we'll look at that. We're gonna spend some time watering the garden and just picking a few more things, and then probably take off. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time. Happy gardening. Bye.